The spark is just gone and I don't know why. I should be madly in love with you and I'm not, and I don't know why. The feelings are just gone and I don't know why. I don't see a future together and I don't know why. You may have heard these words from your avoidant partner, well, now your avoidant ex, when they ended the relationship, discarded you. And all they gave you were these vague excuses telling you that the feelings were gone and they don't know why. They may have coupled it with, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now and I need time and space to work on myself. But all you got was a big bucket full of vagueness and no empathy. And your heart is shattered and you're wondering if it's something you did. What could you have possibly done to cause this person to lose feelings like that? Everything seemed wonderful. Just days or weeks before, they were telling you that nobody had ever made them feel this way, that they were so incredibly lucky to have you in their life. And now the feelings are gone and they don't even know why. When the avoidant is telling you that they don't know why, they're telling you the truth. They genuinely don't know why, especially if you are dealing with a dismissive avoidant or a fearful avoidant that leans heavily dismissive. And the reason they don't know why goes back to their childhood. This is a person that received consistent childhood emotional neglect. They weren't given the love and nurturing in the way that they needed as a child. Their feelings were routinely dismissed. They weren't able to express themselves. It was shot down, rejected. And in addition to their feelings being dismissed and that emotional neglect, they often had parents or caretakers that were smothering with high expectations, only giving love conditionally. So they grew up to personalize this, feeling like there must be something wrong with them, that they are inherently unlovable and defective. And they fear communication because they were never shown how to. They were never shown how to process emotions. They were never shown how to cope with life stress. They were never shown how to deal with sadness, anxiety, grief, any of those negative emotions. They had to figure it out on their own. And what they learned to do was to avoid it, to suppress it, bottle it up, put on a happy face and stuff your feelings. Got a problem? Avoid it. Stick your head in the sand and pretend it doesn't exist. Cover your eyes and ears. So, when they are triggered as an adult, that's what they do. They avoid, they learn to suppress emotions, detach from it. And their triggers in the relationship are normal relationship behaviors. Emotional closeness is a big trigger, that intimacy that's growing. Things are going well, emotions are getting closer, triggers the avoidance fears. They learned as a child, if you rely on anybody for your emotional needs, like they relied on their parents or their caretakers, you're going to get rejected, disappointed, perhaps even abandoned. They learned that communicating their feelings is unsafe, so they learned to bottle it up. They felt like they couldn't meet the expectations of their parents, so any kind of expectations or disagreement in a relationship feels insurmountable to them, that they're ultimately going to disappoint their other person, and this person's going to figure out that they're not good enough. That's also why they have the walls up, because the walls are to shield them from being exposed as what they perceive themselves to be, which is unlovable, defective, worthless. So, relationship is going well, their fears get triggered, they deactivate. They take their feelings for their partner, they stuff them, they bury them. They don't even allow themselves to access their own feelings for their partner. And because avoidants avoid, this includes self-reflection. They are not self-reflecting on their feelings, their fears, or their insecurities. They are avoiding that. In the mind of the avoidant, self-reflection is too painful because it would mean taking accountability and processing emotions. And accountability is seeing where you've gone right, where you've gone wrong, taking ownership of that and seeing how you can do better. It's a normal part of growth. However, to the avoidant, it would confirm their own inner defectiveness. I did this wrong because I'm defective. Too painful, so they don't go there. So when they're telling you that they have these urges to leave the relationship and the feelings are just gone and they don't know why, they genuinely don't know why, because they are not self-reflecting. They're not reflecting on their feelings or fears whatsoever. They're only acting impulsively on them. There is no self-awareness. Think about it this way. If you have these urges and these fears and that are very powerful, but you refuse to think about them, you refuse to reflect on them, how can you possibly articulate them to somebody else in a coherent way? And how could you possibly know why you have these feelings if you refuse to analyze them? You can't. So when they're telling you that the spark is gone and they don't know why, they really don't know why. They think that there's something wrong with the relationship, or maybe they found the wrong partner. If this was the right person, I wouldn't feel this way, is the common thought process. But in reality, is that this relationship was going well, and that is why they got triggered. And the feelings aren't actually gone, they're just suppressed. They're buried. The avoidant blocked off the feelings to prevent them from growing any deeper, because deep feelings are scary. So they cut it off before it gets too deep, too profound, and too committed. And any kind of normal relationship behaviors can be the trigger of this, and they are completely unaware of it. Thinking that, well, it's just that I met the wrong person, or it's just the wrong time, work is too busy. Coming up with vague, surface level excuses that are based off of external things. Because when they are able to pin their fears and behaviors on something external, whether it's work, their partner, life circumstances, well, now they have an excuse and they don't have to self-reflect, because self-reflection is painful. So it's not a reflection of you. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you weren't good enough. What it does mean is that this is a person that has deep insecurities, fears of emotional closeness, is not currently able to maintain a healthy, loving, close relationship, and doing so is out of their current capacity. Could they change this? Yes, they could work on themselves. They could start to self-reflect, go to therapy, and really work towards becoming secure, but they would have to want it, and they'd have to be self-aware in order to do it. And telling them that they're avoidant, well, generally doesn't work. It just comes across like an attack. They get defensive and shut down, because you'd be kind of coming at them, telling them they're defective, diagnosing them, and confirming their defectiveness. It would be too painful. That's why they get defensive. So anyway, it's not a reflection of you. Don't beat yourself up. It's not a reflection of your self-worth or how you showed up in the relationship. It's a reflection of their attachment wounds, their insecurities, as well as their character. Be kind to yourself. You deserve somebody that is as emotionally invested into you as you are to them. Don't sell yourself short.